Day 69, Desert Wanderings, Numbers 21, Deuteronomy 22, Psalm 101. Let's begin. Numbers 21. And when King Arad the Canaanite, who was living toward the south, had heard this, namely, that Israel had arrived by the way of spies, he fought against them. And proving to be the victor, he led away prey from them. But Israel, obliging himself by a vow to the Lord, said, If you deliver this people into my hand, I will wipe away their cities. And the Lord heard the prayers of Israel, and he delivered the Canaanite, whom they put to death, overthrowing his cities. And they called the name of that place Hormah, that is, anathema. Then they set out from Mount Hor, by the way that leads to the Red Sea, to circle around the land of Edom. And the people began to tire of their journey and hardships. And speaking against God and Moses, they said, Why did you lead us away from Egypt, so as to die in the wilderness? Bread is lacking, there are no waters. Our soul is now nauseous over this very light food. For this reason, the Lord sent fiery serpents among the people, which wounded or killed many of them. And so they went to Moses, and they said, We have sinned, because we have spoken against the Lord and against you. Pray, so that he may take away these serpents from us. And Moses prayed for the people. And the Lord said to him, Make a bronze serpent, and place it as a sign. Whoever, having been struck, gazes upon it, shall live. Therefore, Moses made a bronze serpent, and he placed it as a sign. When those who had been struck gazed upon it, they were healed. And the sons of Israel, setting out, made camp at Oboth. Having departed from there, they pitched their tents at Iabrim, in the wilderness, which looks out toward Moab, opposite the eastern region. And moving from there, they arrived at the torrent of Zerd. Having left that place behind, they then made camp opposite Arnon, which is in the desert, and which juts out at the borders of the Amorite. For certainly Arnon is at the limit of Moab, dividing the Moabites and the Amorites. About this place, it is said in the book of the wars of the Lord, As he did at the Red Sea, so will he do at the torrents of Arnon. The stones of the torrents were bent, so that they might rest in Ar and lie back within the borders of the Moabites. Beyond that place appeared a well, about which the Lord said to Moses, Gather the people together, and I will give them water. Then Israel sang this verse, Let the well rise up. They sang. The well, the leaders dug it, and the commanders of the multitude prepared it, at the direction of the lawgiver, and with their staffs. They went from the wilderness to Matnah, from Matnah to Nahaliel, from Nahaliel to Bamoth. From Bamoth, a valley in the region of Moab, to the top of Pisgah, which looks out opposite the desert. Then Israel sent messengers to Sihon, the king of the Amorites, saying, I beg you to permit me to cross through your land. We will not turn aside into the fields or the vineyards. We will not drink waters from the wells. We will travel by the royal way, until we have passed your borders. And he was not willing to allow Israel to cross through his borders. But instead, gathering an army, he went out to meet them in the desert, and he arrived at Jahaz and fought against them. And he was struck down by them with the edge of the sword, and they possessed his land from Arnon, even to Jabbok and the sons of Ammon. For the borders of the Ammonites were held by a strong fortress. Therefore, Israel took all his cities and lived in the cities of the Amorite, namely, in Heshbon and its villages. Heshbon was the city of Sihon, the king of the Amorites, who fought against the king of Moab. And he took all the land, which had been under his sovereignty, as far as Arnon. About this, it is said in the proverb, Enter into Heshbon. Let the city of Sihon be established and built. A fire has gone forth from Heshbon, a flame from the town of Sihon, and it has devoured Ar of the Moabites, and the inhabitants of the heights of Arnon. Woe to you, Moab! You are perishing, O people of Chemosh. He gave flight to his sons, and he gave the daughters into captivity, to the king of the Amorites, Sihon. Their yoke has been scattered from Heshbon even to Dibon. They have passed through, wearily, into Nophah, and as far as Medeba. And so Israel lived in the land of the Amorite. And Moses sent some to explore Jazer. These captured its villages and possessed its inhabitants. And they turned themselves and ascended, along the way of Bashan. And they the king of Bashan, met them with all his people, to fight at Edrei. And the Lord said to Moses, Do not be afraid of him. For I have delivered him, and all his people, as well as his land, into your hand. And you shall do to him just as you did to Sihon, the king of the Amorites, the inhabitant of Heshbon. Therefore, they struck him down also, with his sons, and all his people, even to utter destruction, and they possessed his land. Deuteronomy 22. If you see your brother's ox or sheep wander astray, you shall not pass by. Instead, you shall lead them back to your brother. But if your brother is not near, or you do not know him, you shall lead them to your house, and they shall be with you until your brother seeks them and receives them. You shall act in a similar manner with his donkey, and his clothing, and all the belongings of your brother that have been lost. If you find it, you shall not neglect it, as if it belonged to a stranger. If you see that your brother's donkey or ox has fallen along the way, you shall not disregard it. Instead, you shall lift it up with him. A woman shall not be clothed with manly apparel, nor shall a man make use of feminine apparel. For whoever does these things is abominable with God. If, as you are walking along the way, you find a bird's nest, in a tree or on the ground, and the mother is nurturing the young or the eggs, you shall not take her with her young. Instead, you shall permit her to go, retaining the young that you have caught, so that it may be well with you, and you may live for a long time. When you build a new house, you shall make a wall around the roof. Otherwise, someone may slip and fall down violently, and so blood would be shed at your house, and you would be guilty. You shall not sow your vineyard with another seed, lest both the seed that you have sown and what springs forth from the vineyard be sanctified together. You shall not till with an ox and a donkey at the same time. You shall not wear a vestment which has been woven from both wool and linen. You shall make strings along the hem, at the four corners of your cloak, which covers you. If a man takes a wife, and afterwards he has hatred for her, and so he seeks opportunities to dismiss her, imputing a very wicked name to her by saying, I received this woman as a wife, and upon entering to her, I found her not to be a virgin. Then her father and mother shall take her, and they shall bring with them the signs of her virginity, to the elders of the city who are at the gate. And the father shall say, I gave my daughter to this man as a wife. And because he hates her, he accuses her with a very wicked name by saying, I did not find your daughter to be a virgin. But behold, these are the signs of my daughter's virginity. And they shall spread the clothing before the elders of the city. And the elders of that city shall apprehend that man and beat him. Moreover, they shall fine him 100 shekels of silver, which he will give to the father of the girl, because he has committed slander, with a very wicked name, against a virgin of Israel. And he shall have her as a wife, and he cannot dismiss her throughout all the days of his life. But if what he has claimed is true and virginity is not found in the girl, then they shall throw her down, outside the doors of her father's house, and the men of that city shall stone her to death, and she shall die. For she has acted wickedly in Israel, in that she fornicated in her father's house. And so shall you take away the evil from your midst. If a man sleeps with the wife of another, then they shall both die, that is, the adulterer and the adulteress. And so shall you take away the evil from Israel. If a man has betrothed a girl who is a virgin, and if someone finds her in the city, and he lies with her, then you shall lead them both out to the gate of that city, and they shall be stoned to death, the girl, because she did not cry out though she was in the city, the man, because he has humiliated the wife of his neighbor. And so shall you take away the evil from your midst. But if a man discovers in the countryside a girl who has been betrothed, and apprehending her he lies with her, then he alone shall die. The girl shall suffer nothing, nor is she guilty unto death. For just as a robber rises up against his brother, and slays his life, so also did the girl suffer greatly. She was alone in the field. She cried out, and there was no one nearby, who might deliver her. If a man find a girl who is a virgin, who does not have a betrothal, and taking her, he lies with her, and the matter is brought to judgment, then he who slept with her shall give to the father of the girl 50 shekels of silver, and he shall have her as a wife, because he has humiliated her. He cannot dismiss her throughout all the days of his life. No man shall take his father's wife, nor remove her covering. Psalm 101. The prayer of the pauper, when he was anxious, and so he poured out his petition in the sight of the Lord. O Lord, hear my prayer, and let my outcry reach you. Do not turn your face away from me. In whatever day that I am in trouble, incline your ear to me. In whatever day that I will call upon you, heed me quickly. For my days have faded away like smoke, and my bones have dried out like firewood. I have been cut down like hay, and my heart has withered, for I had forgotten to eat my bread. Before the voice of my groaning, my bone has adhered to my flesh. I have become like a pelican in solitude. I have become like a night raven in a house. I have kept vigil, and I have become like a solitary sparrow on a roof. All day long my enemies reproached me, and those who praised me swore oaths against me. For I chewed on ashes like bread, and I mixed weeping into my drink. By the face of your anger and indignation, you lifted me up and threw me down. My days have declined like a shadow, and I have dried out like hay. But you, O Lord, endure for eternity, and your memorial is from generation to generation. You will rise up and take pity on Zion, for it is time for its mercy, for the time has come. For its stones have pleased your servants, and they will take pity on its land. And the Gentiles will fear your name, O Lord, and all the kings of the earth your glory. For the Lord has built up Zion, and he will be seen in his glory. He has noticed the prayer of the humble, and he has not despised their petition. Let these things be written in another generation, and the people who will be created will praise the Lord. For he has gazed from his high sanctuary. From heaven, the Lord has beheld the earth. So may he hear the groans of those in shackles, in order that he may release the sons of the slain. So may they announce the name of the Lord in Zion and his praise in Jerusalem. While the people convene, along with kings, in order that they may serve the Lord. He responded to him in the way of his virtue, declare to me the brevity of my days. Do not call me back in the middle of my days, your years are from generation to generation. In the beginning, O Lord, you founded the earth. And the heavens are the work of your hands. They will perish, but you remain. And all will grow old like a garment. And like a blanket, you will change them, and they will be changed. Yet you are ever yourself, and your years will not decline. The sons of your servants will live, and their offspring will be guided aright in every age.